Hey guys, Fidel here. So things are changing. We're still gonna do the podcast. We're still gonna do the long interviews, but things are changing a little bit. Now we're gonna start experimenting with a couple of things, and we hope you enjoy it. Please send us your feedback. It's very important to us. We're gonna premiere this new segment, which is called the Short, which is a short briefing of the news that we have in Canada, and it's a little bit more digestible for people to hear about opinions and things that we think that affect racism. So we hope you enjoy this. And again, we're gonna come back with interviews. We're gonna come back with panels. Things are still gonna move in the same way, just in a different tone, different people, and also we got a couple of surprises, which a brand new podcast is coming. So hopefully you enjoyed that as well. So hope you enjoy the short. From Black in the Maritimes, this is The Short, where we talk about a recap of the news from a Black perspective. I'm Fidel Franco. We start up with the freedom protest that's going in Ottawa right now. If you don't know, there is a protest going on. It started with truckers. It started with the vaccine mandate for truckers, but it has turned into something else. Right now, as we know, there are already white supremacist groups, extremist groups latched into this, and other sorts of vandalism and harassment have been reported. Now, we have to bear in mind this. Freedom is something that we should cherish, and protesting is part of that freedom. We are in a country that we are blessed to agree to disagree, that we have the freedom to protest if we don't like something, whether you feel that you need to be vaccinated or not, that's your opinion, but at least we have the choice that if we don't like something, we can protest about it. The problem is when you start a protest and it begins to be something that brings hatred into the conversation. Now, anti-vaccine protests are not new. If you are in an area within Canada, you probably have seen an anti-vax protest in cities like Toronto, Montreal, Calgary, Edmonton, Moncton, Halifax. Anywhere you go in Canada, you probably had one. Now, these protests always been peaceful. It's always been something that nobody has been offended or anything like that. You could disagree about the opinion of the vaccines, which is your choice, but there hasn't been anything that has put in like white supremacy, swastikas, Confederate flags, and things like that. And that's exactly what's happening here. It has turned out that extremists and hate groups have latched on to this, and it's becoming something else. The other part is that if we talk about freedom, we don't see the same energy and the same amount for donations that we've seen regarding other protests, like, for example, Indigenous people fighting for their land, clean water, and things like that. Right now, we know that there is a GoFundMe that has done $8 million. GoFundMe has released some of the money, but they have not released the full amount because they want to know where the money's going into. Now, again, it doesn't matter if you fall in the vaccine perspective or anti-vax perspective. Protesting and freedom of speech is a right that we have as Canadians. The thing is that when that turns into hate, that is part of something else. So we'll see this developing story and we'll see how it goes. The other part that we're going to talk about is something that has not been mentioned a lot from the mainstream media, and that is that over 93 more graveyard sites have been, seems like there's going to be spotted or have been spotted within the St. Joseph Mission. Now, the St. Joseph Mission was a residential school for Indigenous people, and right now seems like there is more graveyards, and it's a little bit sad that this has not gotten the attention that it deserves. Right now they are investigating, and this is done by the Williams Lake First Nation, which is investigating the matter. Now, as you know, this first started last year when they discovered over 200 graveyard sites of children in this residential school, and they found others in Saskatchewan and other places. They say this happened between the 1800s and the 1990s, which is 100 and something years of these people taking children away. They're dying and they're never informing or seeing their families again. This is a horrific story, which we deeply think is sad and that it hasn't gotten more attention. And again, this says the same thing with the Freedom Convoy. How is it that people are saying that they're fighting for their freedom, but we have a population in Canada that has been fighting for rights, but we don't protest as a collective? So we'll see what happens. This is another developing story, and good luck to those that are trying to find those loved ones. We finalized that now in February is Black History Month. Now, Black History Month is something that happens on the Western side. If you're in places like Africa or Latin America, these things does not exist. But we have to celebrate it, and the best way that I can tell you is that Black people don't see Black History Month. There is Black history every day of the year, especially Black Canadian history. Black Canadian history is Canadian history, and that's how we see it. So to anybody there that is actually trying to celebrate this, I would suggest try to educate others around Canadian Black history. I think it's something important that if it's not to people of color that have to do this, nobody's gonna do it for us, and we want to make sure that this history does not get erased. So whoever is doing Black History Month, best of luck to you. If you go to our website, Black in the Maritimes, we're going to put some recommendations about things that you could watch and things that you could do. And definitely check out other sites within Atlantic Canada and some chats that's been going on. There's some documentaries that are coming out. So hopefully you can see what it's out there, and hopefully you learn from it. I think the best thing is that you have to learn from everything that is happening. So happy Black History Month. So we hope you enjoyed this first version of the short. Again, we're going to be coming out with a couple of more episodes a month about this. Don't forget to donate on Patreon and PayPal. Like us anywhere you get your podcast, and follow us on social media at Black in the Maritimes. Peace out.